Do you hear that sound, Connor?
The most beautiful sound on earth, yeah.
It's the sound of what's gonna get me through this fucking episode. Oh man. surely you're a few bevs in
I haven't drunk.
to get you through
I
it.
probably should have. I'm sorry.
Connor,
I had such a
I need it.
boozy week. I drank on Monday. I drank on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I was like, Christ. And I have nothing in the
That's fair.
house. I know, I really wanted to, but I definitely will for the next two.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I don't know how I did it, but within 42 minutes, in the 42-minute runtime of this episode, like I went from completely sober, hadn't had a drink, and I made 2 whiskeys in this one episode. But I made them so strong that like by the end I was like slurring my words and like went up for dinner and was like,
bruh.
shit, the fuck's going on here?
Bruh. Yeah, you definitely needed it. I think I watched this like after we filmed last week. I might be wrong. So I think I watched it after Planet of the Dead. So I'd had a few Guinnesses as well. But yeah, crumbs. This was a lot harder to watch than I thought it would be. It really was.
I don't know. I think because I was getting quite drunk, I found it, I don't know, quite easy because I was just laughing. I was genuinely just laughing when I was watching it, just to
it's
myself.
so
It was quite
laughable.
sad actually.
Yeah, it's pretty laughable. A lot of the stuff in it, like I don't know, it just kind of blows my mind this thing exists and it is what it is, and how it aired as well is so peculiar. Like aired in like 6 parts or something, from I think it was like around Christmas to New Year or something like that. Like honestly, it just sounds
it was so
peculiar.
But this way, by the way, we're talking about Dreamland today. That's what we keep talking about. The animated
Dreamland
special thing, that thing. But basically, Waters of Mars aired on I think the 19th of November, 2009. And part 1 of this started on the 21st of November 2009. So the boys are going from fucking the end of Waters of Mars into this bizarre thing. In my headcanon, this is before Waters of Mars, you know?
Yeah, because like, and I watched Wars of Mars last night and it was amazing, but we'll get there next week. But after Wars of Mars, like he's in such a different headspace to the extent where he's like kind of being like the time of victorious. So to think that this is set after it, it's kind of weird. Like it kind of makes you think a little bit.
Well, I have a hunch that perhaps it was meant to be set before it, but maybe, and there's no evidence. This is just me just thinking that maybe like they had such trouble with like the animation or something like that it only really came together kind of last minute, and so maybe they didn't get it out as early as they were hoping. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I just feel it seems dumb, especially considering this is Dreamland's written by fucking Phil Ford, who co-wrote the Wars of Mars,
Wars
right?
of Mars, yeah, correct.
And it's like surely that fucking genius there.
I know.
Like, oh, this would make sense to put this out after fucking Waters of Mars.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that, especially again after rewatching it last night. I mean, the first time in a while. The only thing I can think is, and I do believe this when I was watching it, I was like, this could have been quite cool if it was live action. Like, it could have been pretty sick. But
yeah, totally.
I just don't think it fits the. It's goofy as hell with it being just like this weird ass like cartoon. And I get obviously like it's so much easier for the budget just to be like, oh, we can do a cartoon. But I was like, if this was an actual live action episode, I thought it'd be pretty cool. But no, we get this weird like boxy robotic animation that made me want to cry of laughter and also real tears. It was just I'm not trying to be mean because like I know animation is so difficult and people obviously work hard on it, but crumbs is it really did, like you kind of said, it really did feel like they didn't have enough time to work on the animation. Well, it's so robotic.
Well, for me, I feel like what it would be because it does kind of look a bit shit, but I think sorry, I had a funny thought. But I think it's more of a testament to perhaps that testament is not the right word for it, but maybe it's a better reflection that maybe there wasn't enough money put into it or something rather.
Also that, I think.
There might have been a lot of talent, but not enough money. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people bought this. I remember the first time I ever watched it, a friend from school bought back a Bali bootleg copy of it for me. So I'd never seen it. And he bought me back this, like, because back in Indonesia and Bali, you could buy all these, like, bootleg, for literally an Australian dollar, you could buy bootleg
Interesting.
TV shows and movies. And he brought me back Dreamland. And he said, "Have you seen this?" And I said, "No, I actually haven't." And this was like,
and quite frankly, I don't want to.
Yeah, legit. This was like, this was back when like Matt had just started season 5, so I hadn't seen Dreamland, and then he got me this DVD, this bootleg copy, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I watched it then, and it was like, even as a kid, I couldn't enjoy this damn thing. I'm sorry, I just couldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember. I think I watched it online somehow or something, and I didn't finish the first episode when I watched this when it came out. So this was mainly for me. This was pretty much like a first time watching it, which I guess it was like, that was kind of cool. Like getting some new, obviously I've been listening to The Big Finish, but like getting some new kind of David stuff visually was, I guess, kind of cool. But maybe it wasn't great.
Yeah, there's not a single, because like, I remember I was out on Saturday night, and Dylan was messaging me, and he said, "I haven't watched Dreamland in ages. Is there any references to anything at all? Just like that mention of the Nox, mentioning of like his return or something, maybe mentioning like the Master." There's nothing, and there's not even a single mention of like an old companion. There's not a single nugget of anything to show you when this is set in the canon. Like, there's literally nothing that you can show you when it's set in the canon. It could be anywhere between like this and that. It's bizarre to me. I don't know. I've heard the other one is a lot better, but I've never watched
Infinite.
it. Yeah, the Infinite Quest.
Yeah, I've not seen that one either.
Apparently that's better.
That was part of Totally Doctor Who.
I remember that.
It aired in that show, which I never knew about, by the way, until like 3 or 4 years ago.
I used to watch that every week, and it was so fucking cool.
I did not know it was a thing.
Yeah, they would do like, it's a bit like Talking Dead or like Talking Bad, those stupid AMC shows they do after like Walking Dead airs. They just pretty much did that, and they would always show like an extra clip for the next episode, and they'd bring kids on and they'd chat about Doctor Who. It was always my dream to go on there, because you always like left with like a load of like goodies, and I was like, this would be sick to go on. I was trying to get on for so long. I was like writing in like Doctor Who magazine to get picked. They never picked me, so. And they had like all the Dalek sets on, like they had like a Dalek thing. It was really cool, man. It's nostalgia.
Poor Connor.
Yeah.
So full of ambition.
I used to be, not anymore. Bit dark.
But yeah, I was gonna say what I struggled with this episode, and why I kept messaging Connor, being like, I feel like I'm on acid. Like, this is the most, like, it's just fucking crazy. Just because it moves so quick. Yeah. Like, you're in one scene for like a minute, and then next minute you're on like the other side of fucking Area 51, or you're out, and I get it, because there's only 6-minute episodes, that how it came out. They wanted to try and get a lot done in those 6 minutes, so it wasn't just like you were getting a tiny bit of story. You were still kind of getting a full episode every day, because I think it came out daily.
Right.
But when you put that together and watch it as a 42-minute thing, it just I've not done acid, but it's what I can imagine an acid trip would feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, I was quite curious to be like, I wonder where they would add in the cuts for the 6 parts.
Oh, you can tell. You can fucking so tell, man.
Well, to be fair though, Aiden, I'm going to be honest with you, I was barely paying attention. I'm sorry. I normally try and give whatever I'm watching my fullest attention. I never sit on my phone, but it's what I did. I was having fun posting on our Instagram story. I was having fun posting all these like goofy things in there, and people seemed to be enjoying it, which was good. I barely paid attention. I'm gonna be honest. It was just gonna be weird when we do the recap, because I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, this happened, I guess, and then they went here, and it was like, did you know? Do they really call Area 51 Dreamland? Is that a thing?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, well then I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither, until I did behind the scenes on this. And they said it in the episode, obviously. But I was laughing in my head before because the opening shot of Dreamland, my first thought when I saw it was, wow, this looks shit, but at least it looks better than Daleks.
Of course.
That fucking Time Lord Victorious animation.
Yes. I do know what that is. It looks awful. It looks horrendous. What made me laugh the most, though, is it's just like a greatest hits of Murray Gold. There's not even any original
I
score.
know.
It's just the greatest hits of Murray Gold. It's like there's the Blink score is in there. The Blink suit's in there. There's some other stuff I noticed, and I'm like, this is hilarious. Like they just took a Murray Gold's greatest hits album and chopped it in here. There's no original score. So funny.
Last week when you said, "Oh, Murray scores it," I kept thinking about that, and I was like, I fucking bet they've just ripped out bits of it, because I was like, why wouldn't there be a Dreamland soundtrack released? Plus, why the fuck would Murray do it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like in Twice Upon a Time where Murray, like, he brings back some old stuff from like Russell's era.
Yeah.
He like plays
but I guess
a few reprises of those songs.
Obviously, though, for that was a bit more of like his farewell kind of thing.
Yeah, because he's late. Yeah,
although I think he maybe went a little bit too ham with it, because it did come off a little like I would have liked a great end piece for Peter. You know, like obviously with David's we got Vela de Cham, however Xavier says it.
That plays a little bit in Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
bit of an interesting choice.
And I feel like Pete had the chance to maybe get something quite memorable there, because he had a pretty good last scene, but we didn't get that.
50% cat. Oh, speaking of Murray Gold, I found vinyl. I kind of want to say this just in case anyone hears it and then tries to find it and get it before me, but it's like $210 plus shipping was like $20. So I'm gonna have to wait a little bit, I think. But I have found, and it seems like a pretty reliable source. So maybe I'll get my my season 1 and 2 OST Murray Gold vinyl soon. Yeah. I hope. I do keep a lookout for you for it. But I appreciate that, man. I don't know how. I looked all the time, and suddenly now there's some guy from Germany. So he's got 3 copies of it. And I don't know, it sounds a bit sus, but like I don't know what else to do. Like I can't find anyone else trying to. But it just sounds really sus that some bloke in Germany just happens to have 3 copies of it. And I looked like a month ago, and it wasn't on there, and now it is. I'm like, what do you do? Like explore your like cupboard or something and find 3 copies still there. Like I don't know what these people are doing. Like. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll have to get it because I really want to, but I'll have to wait a little bit. It's a lot of money for one vinyl. Another thing that was sus, it said it wouldn't arrive until like halfway through May. I was like, that's a bit odd. So there's a few things that are making me go, scratch my head a little bit. But the user's like been on the site for like 10 years and it's got 5-star reviews. So I'm like, surely it is fine, but
I think it'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's eBay. I think it's on eBay. So, I don't know.
Any other Doctor Who podcast right now would be talking about, wow, how good is it to have Doctor Who The Collection Season 8 on Blu-ray? Wow, it's so good. The box set, it's got so many behind the scenes things. It looks so good remastered. Wow, this is fantastic. But don't worry, guys. I'll have that conversation, I guess, with myself to Connor in about 2 months. When Australia decides to fucking release it.
Yeah, I see Aiden on Twitter every day pretty much like crying about it.
I do cry about it every day. It does cut deep.
Literal man tears come out of Aiden's eyes.
Literal man tears.
Actual man tears.
Yeah, Blu-rays, man. So that's fun. I'd also like to get the steelbook for Series 8 with Pete because he's my man.
There's so much stuff to buy.
Yeah, money.
Why could we not come up with Doctor Who and be billionaires by now?
We would be billionaires, wouldn't we? I wish I was Sydney Newman or Verity Lambert.
You wish you were.
Speaking of fucking showrunners, I don't know if you just saw, I tweeted it like 10 minutes before we came on here.
I don't think I saw it, no.
Bloody Christopher Chibnalls, the man, the crocodile-looking bloke.
Why do you keep saying that? I don't get what you
he
mean
does
by
look like a crocodile. Side note, though, that's a side note. It was his birthday yesterday, or maybe it was today. I don't know. And I saw the Doctor Who Twitter page. They posted about it, and I thought to myself, I do not want to read the fucking comment section on this one because I just know, I know exactly what will be there. So I avoided it and I forgot about it. And then just before I came on, I saw someone tweeted a bunch of screenshots from the comment section and was just like, shut up, and was just basically really mad about all these people because it's just people being like, oh, Chris Chibnall sucks, he destroyed Doctor Who, Chris Chibnall, you shouldn't have a happy birthday, you should have a bad birthday. It's just this childish shit. And I just saw it and was like, this is the dumbest. Just why? Give the man a day off. Give him a day off. You could just stop bullying him. It's his birthday.
Yeah, I did see it was his birthday, and you know what? I liked the post on Instagram. I did.
Same. Support my bro.
It.
My crocodile.
Look, it's come on, guys. What's going on? I literally thought yesterday. I was at the pub when I liked it. Dan gone off to the toilet or something to get another round or something like that, and it was just me outside, and I saw it, and I thought to myself, I am going to bring this up on the show tomorrow because I feel like I sat there and I actually felt really shitty because I was like, all I ever do is say how terrible of a writer he is. Can I not come on the show tomorrow and just be like, you know what? I don't agree with what you're doing, but I'm glad that you're still following your vision for it. So happy birthday, Chibbers. We love birthday. You. Well,
we do.
Love's a strong word. I deal with you. I'm here and I'm there.
Can I also say though, being a showrunner requires a lot more than just writing, and I think that quite often gets overlooked.
Yeah, of course.
He obviously oversees the entirety of production, and whilst maybe the color grade looks a bit bland, production value wise, the show's never looked better. There's that for the level of production they're doing, the fact that they're getting it done relatively frequently. Obviously, they're taking just over a year per season, which with the production values they're going for, I think is totally understandable. And with even lesser known things, for example, we won. I say we I was part of it. Essential Cyberman won a award for best editing on TV. And that obviously shows that post has been looked after really well. I'm not saying that Chibbers didn't sit there and edit it himself. It was this young lady that won it. But he oversees all elements of production, and I think maybe that gets a little bit overlooked sometimes. Yeah,
he definitely seems to be running a well-oiled ship. You know, yeah. Nah, it's oh god, it's I don't know. I didn't actually look at the comments myself, but I know exactly what's going to be on there.
Just dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
Dumb.
It mustn't be. But I remember even when Moffat was starting to get some pretty bad hate near the end of his run, but it was nowhere near this bad.
Yeah, I feel like I never replied to tweets and comments and stuff saying that shit, but I know I was definitely not a big Moff fan when he was making the show, but now I love the man. I adore him, and he's my best friend.
Yeah, bro, he's coming up so soon.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming up, so you better get this party started.
The Moffat party. Ooh, it's a bit stormy outside, so sorry if you hear that. Anyways, Dreamland.
It's quite windy. What land? Who? What? When? Where? Why?
Dreamland is the third animated Doctor Who serial based on the British science fiction television live-action series to air on television, and the second to air after the revival of the live-action series in 2005. It stars David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, and aired in 6-part, one 12-minute episode, followed by 5 6-minute episodes, broadcast daily from the 21st November 2009 on the BBC's Red Button service, the official Doctor Who website, and on BBC iPlayer. It was broadcast in its entirety on BBC Two and BBC HD on the 5th of December 2009. We don't get a synopsis. Usually there's like a one sentence synopsis before it goes into the big plot breakdown. We didn't get that with this one. No one cared to write it. So
yeah, I don't think anyone really did. No.
Yeah, it's all on you then, Connor. Area 51.
Yeah,
aliens. Go for it.
That's why I'm here. Okay, for fuck's sake, let's just get this show with. All right, so we. Oh goodness me! You know it's funny. I went to load the episode upstairs just because I'm streaming it, and it helps to. Fun fact: it helps to like put the episode on, pause it. That way, it starts to render a little bit, and it just makes it look better. Fun fact,
sure.
Folks. Anyway, I had that on the background. I was just with Mum upstairs talking for a little bit, and she went downstairs. I'm like, at least you don't have to watch this shit now, like I do. And I meant it. I meant that. I was like, I'm not ready for this, but still. So we open, and it's already the most dumbest shot. It's like this UFO that's flying around in space. It gets shot down by an unknown species until you find out later who it is, and it lands in Area 51. Is that in Nevada? Isn't it Utah?
I think it is. Yeah.
No, Utah's not Nevada, for fuck's sake.
Have you seen the Louis episode in what's it called? Weird Weekends, the TV show he did that got him famous.
I've been
when he goes to Area 51.
No, I've been wanting to watch Weird Weekends. I do.
It's really fun. It's nowhere near. It's not like. Don't expect a big thorough Louis doco. Like it's definitely him like branching out and well, not branching out. It's him getting started. And he'd come from writing China. He was writing on some what's it called? Like he was just on the writing team for sitcoms, like on the when you sit around the table. So he was like writing that stuff. So he was a funny guy. And he sort of had a bit of that slapstick into Weird Weekends. So the first season in particular is very silly. And yeah, there's one just about aliens and he goes to Area 51 and it is so funny. It is so good.
I do love Louis Theroux. I was actually watching some clips of him today on YouTube. I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, I love
Why wasn't he in this? Why hasn't he been in a Doctor Who episode? That's the question.
It's a good question.
They had that other science bloke, didn't they? Who rocks up in a Power
Bill
3.
Bill Cox or something.
Yeah,
Brian Cox. I don't know.
Brian Cox.
It would be funny if they had, how in like the RTD era they always have the TV things and like people on news shows and stuff. It'd be funny if they had Louis doing an interview with someone.
Yeah, where's the Louis Theroux cameo? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Louis. I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
Dare I say it, I was even watching him before you, so.
You were? Yeah, I got onto Louis bandwagon.
I'm sorry, I'm literally joking. I hate people who are like that. Oh, I watched it before you. I'm not like that.
I only got into him about a year ago from today, to be honest, and I've watched pretty much his entire catalogue in the past year, and because I just fell in love with him that much.
Back when I watched him, the only person I knew who watched him was your friend Andrew. He's the only person I knew who watched it. Like literally no one else.
I talked to Andy a lot about it.
Yeah, literally not. I didn't know anyone. Like my mum. I found him through my mum, but obviously but in my social circle, that's the only person I knew who watched him. So now he's like really mainstream, but yeah, still.
Yeah, he is. He still makes I think really good stuff. I'm surprised. I watched a lot of his older stuff first, and only now I'm sort of watching some of his newer stuff. Like I'm currently watching. What's it called? LA Stories. It's like a 3-part series.
I've seen that, yeah.
And they're some of his best docos he's done, I think, and they came out just a couple of years ago. Same with Dark States. That's another one that's pretty recent. And Savile. Savile's great.
Savile's really great. My favorite is Most Hated Family in America.
That's pretty good, yeah.
That's really interesting. I rewatched this one the other day. The Drinking to Oblivion one was really good.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah, there's just like, there was this porn industry one that was really interesting. Yeah. That I watched.
There's one called Louis and the Nazis. That was the first one I ever watched, and it is really good.
Yeah. I kind of watched one. I can't remember what it was, but it was like all these like racist like. This is where that meme comes from, where he says, "Do you really believe that? That seems delusional." It's a bunch of like white like Nazis and stuff that still live in America and stuff, and it's such an interesting bloke. Like I I really like him. Yeah.
So Dreamland.
Yeah, Dreamland. The UFO crashes in the desert, and then that's it. Boom. So do you like? Oh my god, I couldn't stop laughing, and I'm gonna do it because why not? But when the doctor walks into the diner, he goes, "Howdy, partners!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, what was that?"
Can you say he walks in? Because honestly, I think he just slides in. Like, I don't know if they animated him properly. He just slides.
It's ridiculous. And he goes in, and there's this, like, I don't fucking know their names. It's like this woman voiced by Georgia Tennant, who at that time was Georgia Moffat. It's like those dumb boomers on Facebook who put like Georgia Tennant was Moffat, where they put the was their maiden name, so like people in the UK can still find them if they want to try and track them down. That's what's going on with Georgia. She's actually, you know what? She's actually really good in it. Like, she does a pretty good, convincing American accent.
Really consistent, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it was her, but
I never heard it slip up. No.
Do I care? No. The doctor's looking for some chili, and he's like, "Oh, I'm only here for chili, mate. Don't worry about me." And then he starts looking at this weird thing. He's like, "That's not from Earth." And they pick it up, and she's like, "Nah, it's broken, mate. Don't worry about that." And then he uses Sonic, and it activates, and then suddenly all these like people in black suits rock up at the diner. Oh my god, it looks so bad where that bloke gets pushed over, and it looks so. It just looks so robotic. It's so.
It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part in the entire. I cried. I cried in that moment.
It's so like it's like almost lagging, like in a game where you just go from one area and then you just hop. It's so weird. He's like, he goes flying back, and then they take the thing and they run off with it, and then they're like, "Oh, we made it away," and then suddenly the two characters turn around. They're like, "Doctor," and he's like, "Oh, just give me a minute," and it's like, "No, really, turn around," and he's like, "Oh my god," and it's this massive thing that like blinks hell weirdly. And apparently it like has really good hearing, so this woman starts screaming. Doctor's like, "Oh, you probably shouldn't do that." And they hop into a car and they drive to Dreamland. I've always wanted to go to Dreamland. It kind of blows my mind that the Doctor's never gone to Area 51, considering who he is.
Yeah, it seems like the go-to place. They go to it in oh no, don't they go to like Area 52 or something in The Wedding of River Song?
Oh, for fuck's sake, yeah, it's that pyramid.
Yeah, that's a really good 45-minute
God, I hate
finale,
that episode.
isn't it?
God, I hate it.
One of the best.
One day.
One of the best.
There. Yeah, that's Area 52. Yeah, this is Area 51. And they rock up and they're like crawling the air vents. Somehow they get in and they're like crawling the air vents and they're like, "Oh, let's go and let's go see what's up." And they go into a room and they find an alien, like a legit alien that you probably would see at Area 51. That's like the classic alien design. Which is hilarious, by the way. It just looks so fucking stupid. And it's like...
I'm a sucker for it, though. I'm a real sucker for basic bitch alien design. Like, I don't know if you remember, I used to really like that show Falling Skies. And
yeah.
The,
of course I do.
The main villains of that show, they're not the complete basic bitch alien designs, but they're very similar. And I don't know, I loved it. I just love that kind of vibe, like Close Encounters of the Third Kind kind of vibe. I love that shit. I love this era of like space. Like fucking put me a New Who episode in there, and I'll love it. I love any movie.
Yeah,
set
again,
in that time
I feel
period.
like I thought this could have been funner if it had like more time to breathe and was live action. I thought that could have been cool, but it's not. So like, quick question, by the way, did you ever finish Fallen Skies? Did it have a final season?
Yeah, I finished it. It's always been like a bit dodgy of a show. Like it's had its highs and its lows. But if you're not
you used to love it.
Someone that's going to sit there and expect like top level storytelling, like it's from TNT. It's just like a good fun alien shooty show. The first season's pretty solid. And then from there, it's got highs and lows. And I think from memory, did I really love season 4 again or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah. And there was
But it
5
ends-
seasons, wasn't it?
It's
5
got
seasons?
a nice ending, actually.
Did it end
Oh,
with
yeah.
5 or 6?
5, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just remember you watching that a lot. That's classic Aiden. That's some OG shit.
Yeah, that
Anyway.
is OG. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, that takes me back, man, to the good
That's
old days.
when you're like, back in season 7 of Who, you were like, I don't like Doctor Who anymore. I just watch Arrow and fucking The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And
Add
here's me
Fall
watching
Skies.
Walking Dead. Yeah. I'm
Add
literally
that onto the list.
I'm literally watching Walking Dead at the moment. These like COVID episodes they did, and they're not great. Last week's episode was really good. This week's one was pretty average. But now I've gone back on myself, Aiden. I'm rewatching Walking Dead. I'm ready to rock.
Well,
with
I
it.
think like it sounds from what you and Dan were saying about it, how it's like each episode focuses on like one character or something.
yeah,
like,
a
that's
group of
what-
characters, yeah.
That's what ruined the show, really, because like
Yeah.
I remember like
Yeah,
it
that's
used to be
weird.
really good, like seasons 1 to 4, when everyone was kind of in every episode. And then where it slowly started to lose me was when they started to do episodes that weren't focused and they were about like side characters that, and I'm all for fleshing out a side character, but it was just a side character that was shit, and they didn't do anything interesting with the story.
Yeah.
They just did it because they were like, oh, we should try flesh out side characters, and they just would have like a really boring one episode, and then when everyone got really split up, it was like the story moved so slow because you only got like 2 episodes of each character each week, like each season.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
to an extent, I'm kind of, I do understand where they're coming from, because these episodes were all shot in COVID, which is pretty interesting. So you can definitely tell they had some restrictions, and they couldn't do anything huge. And now that everyone's kind of dealing with the pandemic and we're kind of used to it, plus the vaccines rolling out, they're shooting the final season right now. But yeah, you can definitely tell. I just think the characters are just, some of them just aren't that interesting, and like the plots they're giving them aren't great. But there was this episode from last week. It had Gabriel and Aaron in it, and it was really fucking good. But unfortunately, there's 3. That's the 4th one I watched today, and 3 are just been average at best. But apart from 1, but I think they're like bonus episodes in a way of just extra character development. I think there's 6 coming out, so there's 2 more coming out.
I think in my head canon, the show kind of ends when they get to Alexandria. Like, I'm not saying it goes completely to shit from there. Like, there is still some good moments after that from what I saw of it. But like for me, it loses its consistency once they get to Alexandria, and that's sort of where I if I did a rewatch of the show, that's probably where I'd watch up to. I don't think I'd ever go the full.
Yeah,
full way
I
through.
haven't done that. I mean, I only watched the last episode before this break they took until these 6 episodes, so I started there, and then now I'm just gonna watch from there on out, just because it's ending, and I'm actually kind of interested to see how they wrap it up, because I watched the spin-off show as well, which has the group of people that are gonna be in the final season that are gonna be the main threat. So the Commonwealth, I think they're called.
Yeah.
And that's interesting. But Walking Dead's a classic TV show. It's like, it just gives you blue balls each week. Like, nothing barely happens until the last second, and it ends on a cliffhanger that makes you want to watch next week. That's literally what happened today. It was like pretty average scenes with no extra information about who these characters are, and then it ends on a really cool cliffhanger, and that's it. And you're like, oh, well, that's it. Done. Like, I don't know.
I'd be interested, because we've just had big chats about Walking Dead and then like Falling Skies, shit like that. Really interested to see what other people that listen to this show listen to, because I feel like a lot of people that watch Doctor Who, we watch similar things.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if you appreciated these chats, let us know, because sometimes when we chat about these things, despite it being called the 50% podcast, I am like, maybe we are stepping a little bit too much into things that people don't want to listen to. Like, I'm cautious of it. I'm not going to stop it from happening, unless everyone hates it and yells at us. But yeah, I don't know. Just curious.
Yeah, let us know. We're still in a episode 50 is coming up, so we're in a bit of a transitional period, I think. And obviously Matt's is coming up, so there might be a few changes coming your way. in the next couple of episodes. But let us know. Anyway, our characters have been caught by this colonel, and now they're gonna get gassed, and they won't remember where the hell they've been or everything that happened. It's like, cool, whatever. Somehow they get out, and they start a lot of running down corridors, and then they leave, and they get cornered again by all those people in the black suits, and it turns out they're actually like got robotic arms that go down into their shirt and come back out with like a claw, and it's like it's time to start fighting, and they run off to the bloke's house who is on the team with the doctor and stuff, and there's one of those alien creatures there again, like the town had been burnt down or something, like the aliens had gotten there before them. Man, I'm hasty on these details because of how fucking boring
This has gone very quick. You missed. There's like an alien war or some shit, and there's two of those bold alien boys, and they love each other, and they're like husband and wife or something, and one of them crashed. Huh?
I think that comes up next when like they go to that cave and they find all the eggs.
I thought you just skipped that part. Sorry, never mind.
No. That's next where they leave the house that's been burnt down. And they go into that cave, and there's all like the eggs of the alien species, and they find another alien. It's like, you must save my. I don't know if it was the husband or the wife who was in the Area 51. Was like, you must save them. Our planet was taken over by these fucking things, and there's like this montage of a war that went on. And my god, does it look terrible! It just looks so tacky and boring. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it just fucking sucked. And it's like this exposition dump.
It gets worse in a moment.
Oh god. So those aliens rock up again. And it's like, Doctor, we will take over the world. And he's like, oh no, you won't. I'm gonna stop you. And again, they escape. Everything's just they run into a problem. They find a way to escape. They run out. They go somewhere else, and then there's another problem. Because they go back to 51 and it's just like shit again.
The amount of times where there's a thing where they're having a conversation and then, oh no, someone behind them is there. It literally happens at the start when the Area 51 people come in. Happens with the Area 51 people later on as well. Happens with the alien thing earlier on. Happens so many times throughout this fucking episode. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's so fast paced, you can barely keep track of what the hell is even going on. But they go to like what looks like the vault storage place from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It looks exactly like it. Is that what it's trying to go for?
They definitely based it off of that, 100%.
Yeah, it looks like the thing from Raiders that they put the Ark in at the end. That iconic shot at the end. Which shows up in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again. Thanks, Spielberg. Thanks, George Lucas. We send our love to you guys. They're oh god, hey, you gotta help me out here. So they go to Area 51. They meet back up with they go to the alien boys, and it's like, that's it. We're gonna the alien race that we're gonna take over and destroy everything. And it's like,
I got a bit lost here as well.
I was so lost. Bit groggy. I was so lost and like so uninterested to the extent I was just like, can this end? And I can't even remember how the alien race gets taken over. Normally I take this reading of the narrative quite seriously, but this week I just can't even like bring myself to remember what even happened.
All I remember is some of the worst like graphics, and I don't know, that sounds like a game thing, but the worst graphics in the entire episode is like when, I don't even remember specifically when it happens. It's in like the final act though, and they turn around to like the town or something, and the town's being blown up by the aliens.
Yeah.
And it's just like the aliens are breaking out of the ground, and just behind them all the buildings are exploding, and it looks so bad. It's bad.
They're flying around the ship as well, aren't they? They go into the ship, the spaceship, the alien spaceship. They go in there, and they start flying about.
Oh, there's a sequence that I enjoyed, and I thought it was actually like I thought it looked pretty alright. Like I thought, dare I say, the cinematography was actually okay in it. Where
Okay.
I don't know, it just felt right when they escape Area 51 in the spaceship, and the jets come after them. I don't know. I actually enjoyed that sequence. It was fun.
Aiden found a nugget of hope in
I
this
did.
pile of poo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they get the general to kind of, turn good again.
Yeah,
It's like,
that happens.
help us out, and they beat they bring that big alien up to the top of the roof, and it's like, listen here, it has great hearing, it knows where we are, and it hops on the roof, and the Doctor uses like a sound wave thing, I think, using the item he got at the diner, and
He does a thing.
destroys it, and you're just like, okay, cool. What a disaster! Like, and then it's like you're supposed to care about these two aliens who now get to go home. Oh, it made me laugh. The spaceship was like pretty destroyed, and the Doctor's like, there's a line. The Doctor's like, oh, once you like push the bumps back in, like it looks good. The spaceship looks good now. And it's like, okay. And there's such a hilarious shot where like the aliens walk up to the spaceship, they walk back in, and all the characters start waving at each other, and it's like the most like robotic wave I've ever seen.
Animate, yeah.
The animation wave, and then the Doctor's like, all right, Colonel, now don't you get up to mischief again. And he's like, okay, Doctor, thank you. Suddenly they're friends again after he tried to fucking wipe their memories, and they wouldn't remember who they even are. And they're like, cool, mate, we'll see you later. And then the Doctor is like, okay, guys, I'm gonna leave now, and hey, you two should get together. Maybe you should help. You should help each other clean up the town that just got destroyed by these aliens whose name I can't even remember because it was so bad.
It's literally the town's obliterated, and he's like, maybe you can help fix it.
Yeah, maybe you two should literally like fucking hook up as your like. Doctor's trying to get these two people together. It's like you should hang out together. You should,
I bet that hurt David to say that.
That's it. Oh yeah, true. That's how the Doctor kills the aliens. He's like, this is the TARDIS, and it also has the best sound waves in the universe. Yeah. That's it.
He says that, and I just thought, this is the first I've fucking heard of this.
Literally. I'm like, literally, and I was thinking about this yesterday when I was watching Wars of the Bars. I'm like, that gun the Doctor had in the next Doctor where it's a time vortex gun? This could be really handy right now. It could be really handy. The flood that's going to take over Earth next week.
Yeah.
It could be really handy to send them off into the time vortex. Same here. But no, he uses it once, and it never gets used again because, you know what, it'd be too damn convenient to have a time vortex gun that just sucks up the threat that's right in front of you that's going to kill everyone on Earth. Oh, no, we won't use that. It's too easy. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And it ends. I'm so sorry about that quick recap, but it actually genuinely, like, depresses me to talk about it because it's so boring, and quite frankly, I didn't know anyone's name. I didn't care about anyone's name. I didn't know any species' name. It was boring. It was dull. The animation sucked. The voice acting was subpar.
You don't remember Night Eagle or Cassie Rice or Jimmy Stalking Wolf?
Okay, so I think I knew Cassie's name.
Or you don't remember Mr. Dread?
Oh, who could forget Mr. Dread? I'm sorry I forgot Mr. Dread, Aiden.
I don't know who he is.
Who the fuck's Mr. Dread?
I don't know. I'll have a look. I'll see if I can find him.
These characters have no character development. He walks into a diner, says, I want some chili, and then grabs this item. All these suits rock up, and it's like, okay, cool, that's it. Do all these characters now. That's it. We're supposed to actually give a shit about them. What?
Hold on. Has he done like a live action thing? Mr. Dread was a member of the Men in Black and the leader of 3 designated to guard the vault. But it's like a live action. He's also in the Vault of Secrets. What is that? What is the Vault of Secrets? A TV story The Sarah Jane. Oh, they're all.
Wait, I'm looking up now. Oh my god, he's been in Sarah Jane Adventures.
All of them with their little robot hands. There's a photo right fucking here.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Whoa!
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's just like, oh no.
The Men in Black TARDIS. Oh my goodness.
We are the Men in Black.
Christ, you're not wrong. They really are. Yeah, so they are in Dreamland, and they're also, yeah. Oh my god. The Vault of Secrets.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, they appear in the Vault of Secrets, they appear in a comic, and a game.
They're basically they're like the Thanos of Doctor Who.
Yeah, they're Fanny. They're straight up Fanny.
Oh no.
Oh my days.
Let's move on to Australia's favourite segment, Connor.
Oh yeah. Go Aiden. Go Aiden.
He doesn't have his harmonica. I saw him looking around for it. He doesn't have it.
How did you know?
It's time for Go for the Week! Fuck, he's got it. So it's so funny, and it's so shit that they had to put a disclaimer on TARDIS Wiki saying, with the nature of the animation style, it's sometimes hard to tell if things were a goof or if it was just part of the animation style. Anyways,
God.
so I just found two, because there was a few other ones, but I just found two proper ones that are kind of funny. And they're all just like, you can so tell it's a UK production team that has made this US production. The first one. The two US flags next to the door that Lord Aslock breaks into the two US flags next to the door that Lord Aslock breaks through are the current 50-star flags, not the 48-star flags that would have been period appropriate. In 1959, the US issued a 49-star flag, followed by the 1960 unveiling of the 50-star flag.
50 states,
so the flags are wrong.
50 states of America.
Mm-hmm. There was also another one that I don't have on here that was to do with like the road. One of the roads that they were on wasn't actually made yet. It wasn't made yet, so that was a little funny. And then the other major one I have here, which is like I said, so it's just them being a UK company, is when Cassie and Jimmy are driving, they seem to be on the left side of the road even before they are distracted. As Americans, they should be on the right-hand side.
Of course. Of course.
So dumb. So dumb. That's really it for Goof of the Weeks. And
now,
even for behind the scenes, right?
Is there anything?
Fuck all. Play that sting. There's actually nothing. There's actually nothing.
Wait, there's nothing at all.
Instead, I found this review.
Okay.
I found a little review that is just wrong.
Okay.
It's so silly. Okay, so the SFX magazine, which is a famous magazine, it praised the show for its story, but was slightly disappointed with the stiff animation. And there's a quote here that says, "In a year of Doctor Who specials, this little gem deserves to be embraced as every bit as special as its live-action counterparts." And that's saying something, considering the CG animation is, to put it politely, basic. But Dreamland is a perfect example of that old adage that a decent story is more important than flashy visuals. Is it a decent story, though? I don't think so. I don't think it's the worst story out there, but it's not. It's not peak.
Again, I think it would have been cool to be live action, but I just don't get what they're going for.
Yeah, it's just the pacing's fucked. And
that's it.
That's what does it for me.
Yeah, the pacing is really clumsy. That's it though. There's nothing at all behind the scenes. Nothing. Phil Ford's never commented on it. He's never said anything.
Nothing. I'm sure if I looked through into the deep dark webs, I could find things. But In the two sites, I usually go off Wikipedia and TARDIS Wiki and culminate behind the scenes from those two. And there's nothing.
Scenes. Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Crumbs.
And even what a shit episode we got this week. This is actually we have one of Australia's third favourite segment. Just Twitter. Teams. Alright, I shall go and I shall look at it.
Who did it? Who did it?
Who do you think?
Oh, I don't know. Nah, of course I do. Oh,
Is your boy...
Thanks, Big D.
Thanks, Big D boy. It's
Big D.
Dylan, our favourite person in the world. Kidding. We love everyone equally. So I said, have you seen it? We want to know your thoughts. And it's a photo of David Tennant with a lantern.
With a lantern,
and shitty CGI.
We love it.
He said, my favourite thing about this story was when Paddington made a cameo. Also, can't believe that they introduced fan favourite companion Phil Mitchell in this story. I cried at the end when the Doctor said, haha, yeah man. And then he put a skateboard out of 10. That was his review, Connor.
Do you know who Phil Mitchell is?
No idea.
He's from EastEnders.
Oh my god.
Phil Mitchell, he's a classic. He's a classic.
Did the Doctor say, haha, yeah, man, at the end? Did he actually?
No, of course he didn't.
Okay. He just wouldn't surprise me, you know?
We have just Insta Tings, baby.
Do we have one?
No, but before we went on air, I chucked on our Instagram story, is Dreamland shit? Yes or no? Now, granted,
Okay.
it's only been up for less than an hour, so I don't know if anyone's seen it, but we're about to check now live on the show. If we go for a little bit, I'll let you know at the end of the show as well if it's gotten any more votes. And fuck it, I'll let you know. I'll let you know next week when it's been up for 24 hours if anyone. Oh my goodness me! I just saw someone I know post a pretty good picture on Instagram. All right, stop getting distracted, Connor. All right, you ready, Andy? I'm gonna check it.
Focus.
3, 2, 1, boom. 3 votes for yes. So is Dreamland shit? Yes, 100%.
Winning.
Well, I voted on there, so I voted yes. Our good friend Shane voted yes, and someone else voted yes. I don't know who this is. Janine Strudwig, she voted yes. So thank you to those people. Aiden, your girlfriend saw it and she didn't vote anything, so you have to tell her for that later. Even though she doesn't even know what Dreamland is.
I can't believe she's not seen Dreamland.
How dare she?
She's seen... I can probably count how many episodes of Doctor Who's seen on my left hand. And the ones that she's liked is even more worrying.
So she might have been a Dreamland
but
fan.
She didn't really watch that one.
Right.
She kind of did other things. One that she did really enjoy and she was proper hooked to, and it was the first time I watched it. It was like right after it was like when it came out. Was Rosa. She like really liked that one. She thought it was really good. And I don't know. She's just seen like a few here and there. And some of them she's like, that one was okay. That one was shit. I think from what I can tell, she seems to like the historical ones more.
Right.
I think. Because when it gets all weird and sci-fi, she just keeps being like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would that happen? You know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, thank you everyone who voted. I'll let you know near the end if anyone else has. Although your friend Daniel Ellis, is that how you say it? Ellis? Mm-hmm. He didn't vote anything. So thank you for seeing it and not voted. Nah, he probably doesn't even know what it is. Which is
no. He also doesn't listen to the podcast. He listened to 10 minutes of the Stolen Earth one, and then he said that's all I could listen. And I was like, why is that? And he was like, well, I was trying to do other things at the same time, but for this, I'm just gonna say because I didn't like it. And I was like, all right, damn.
Wait, he didn't like our podcast?
No. He said it was actually good, but he was like trying to multitask and was like trying to write some things at the same time and do some work, and like he just couldn't do it. But and look, I said to Daniel, she definitely just said it for like to get a reaction out of him. But someone went up to Daniel and said,
I watched your podcast the other day and I didn't like it. I was like, they surely did that because look, she's like that. I've met her a few times and she's definitely that kind of person just to say something just to get you to go, what do you mean you didn't like it? What? So like, yeah, I was like to Dan, I said, look, just that shit was bait. That shit was bait. So if you do watch the podcast and don't like it, why don't you tweet us at 50Doctor and tell us why?
Why not? I'm actually thinking when we get to 50, I'm gonna put out a little survey, just purely because like, you know, we make this show for ourselves as a bit of fun. It's good fun, but also like the community that we get involved with and we talk to has been so much fun. We talk about this every week. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Did you just have an aneurysm?
I was just trying to make you laugh and it worked. But no one can see what I'm doing, so that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, that was weird. Connor he did something really weird. I was actually worried. I actually thought maybe you were having like a real life aneurysm for a
It takes 8 and 10 seconds to be like, is he actually in trouble? Or am I just going to keep talking? No, he's just being a fucking weird... So I was just moving my arms around trying to make Aiden laugh because he was saying we've got
but it
people
was
who
like,
actually listen to it.
It was your face seemed lifeless. You genuinely look. You know, like when like someone's like having a fit or something, and this I've never experienced it in my life, but from what I've heard and what I've seen in things, it's like their face is kind of lifeless. You know what I mean?
They're like it's a bit of a like a nut face almost.
Yeah, that's what you had.
Yeah, like people compare your orgasm face to when you go into a new car and you smell it for the first time. It's that new car smell. That's what they compare your orgasm face to.
If that's your nut face, then that
it's a lot of oohs and ahs, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna put a mirror up to myself and see what it looks like. I'd ask someone else. I don't know.
Well, bottom line is I want to know what elements of the show people are enjoying and what elements of the show people think are a bit of a drag. Just so that way we can have it, streamlined and we can be making the best show possible. Obviously, if it's a segment of the show that we really love, then we'll keep doing it. But
yeah, fuck what you say. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, fuck. I don't even know why I'm doing this survey. Fuck you. I'll do what I want.
I wonder if Aiden's ever gonna let us do video recordings.
Like film the show?
Yeah. Never
if
ever gonna happen.
If we get enough of an audience that I can fucking hire someone to film, to edit the footage.
That's when you could have seen me do wacky shit like that in the background. Everyone would be laughing.
I thought about getting a sound pad for it.
Yeah, they're cool. I know, because I have all these like sound bites that would have been hilarious to use randomly out in the episodes, but it is what it is. Because I'm the sound lad at the...
Getting it would make it so much easier. Like, if I just record your audio straight into, like, a Rodecaster or something with mine, and then I can do the stings all live on the show. Like, that would be cool. That would be peak.
Who needs stings when you got harmonicas?
That's exactly right. So...
I actually asked around, and people love the harmonica. So...
it is quite fun, but I also enjoy hating on the harmonica, so I'm going to continue to do that. Sorry, folks.
You can put a poll out like that, and that's the poll you should do. Do people hate the harmonica? Yes or no?
No, it's like a character.
Piano Man.
Fuck up. So there's something new out, Connor. There's something fresh.
There is.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
Don't blink, baby. Yeah, you spoke about it last night.
It's the Deadly Assassins.
I should have gone with it. Like, oh no, what is it? Yeah.
Yeah, you should have. God.
Is it
great?
Because you said I'd hate it for some reason. Yeah, so I'm an awful co-host. You said I'd hate it. Why would I hate it?
Well, because it's not... It's like it's just a game of... I know you read, and so I don't mean it in this way, but it's like a game of reading. Right,
I'm
so
offended.
I'm gonna show you, which is it kind of defeats the purpose of this being a podcast, but I'll talk us through it. But one thing I will say is the Doctor Who theme that plays in the intro is lit. I'm pretty sure it's like the TV movie, maybe slightly redone. But
it's the Gon Akinola's remix.
It's really good, and the more I play it, the more I'm starting to think like it's like kind of a direct sequel to Blink. You know, like it's all about
That's cool. I like this.
That's like how you get into the game. That's like when you get up to the main menu. That's really good. So the more it's about you're kind of playing yourself as you do the game, right? But it's kind of in a way it's about Larry after the events of Blink. Sally Sparrow is also involved, but she's been kind of like an off-screen involvement so far. Just like reading text from her and stuff. Whereas like Larry, we've like heard his voice and things like that. But there's all sorts of connections to it. They sort of Rani is mentioned, like Rani from Sarah Jane, as in Sally Sparrow knows Rani. She's met her. There's all these other connections. So because of all the drama that's happening, you see how it's just like a phone layout here.
Yeah,
it's meant to be like you found Larry's phone and that you're like investigating it all and trying to figure it out through his phone, and his phone's corrupt. So, and then like Osgood has like hacked into the phone, so you're like working with Osgood, and she had like that's like me texting Osgood.
That's sick.
And she has like a phone call with you every now and then, and it's actually Ingrid Oliver. And there's all sorts of subtext. So a little bit of a spoiler. It happens very early on that you find out. So jump ahead if you like. But Larry and Sally have broken up.
Dun
dun. And you sort of, as the game progresses, I've not played a lot yet. I've played for like maybe an hour. As the game progresses, you find out that Sally moved to America to like pursue her career, but not just for that reason. It was also to just get away from the whole Weeping Angel shit. Like it was always something that was on her and Larry's mind. And I think Larry was part of the thing saying like, you need to move away. You need to go away. What I found out so far is that someone has moved in and bought the house of Esther Drumland. I think that's what it's
sick.
Called. So someone's moved in there, and then when
That's
that
so
happened
cool.
was when Larry's new wife disappeared. So he thinks it's the Weeping Angels. That's sort of where I'm at story-wise. And it's just... I've heard there is a couple of other games out there. It's not the first of its kind like this. But for me, this is my first experience with this kind of game. And it just feels so... One, it's really polished. And two, it's got a really solid story. And I can't believe how engrossed in this story I am, considering the gameplay is literally me just like going onto someone's gallery on their phone, going through their chats and emails and things like that.
That's so cool.
It's like, it's really crazy. And you also like, you go onto his browser and you've got to go through like his web history and stuff. And there's like what's it called? Like a mystery site where people post like urban mysteries called Into the Unknown. And on that site, there's stuff about the Drumland house. But there's also like him looking for the TARDIS, like, because he's looking to try and find the Doctor to find out what's happened to his wife. And so there's a thing here, Alabama's Blue Box. And it's talking about how the box was there the day that Rosa Parks was there. And so it all connects into... Like,
that's awesome.
It's definitely made by fans, for fans. There's so many little Easter eggs in there. Cool. And if you just fancy a little...
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get it.
Different phone game. It's a lot of fun for... I think it was like $5 or something like that.
Is there a lot of jump scares I've heard?
There's been like one or two so far, but I could imagine as it progresses, you get a bit more.
Because the Weeping Angels, are they shown up yet? The Weeping Angels?
No, they haven't. And I know there's like, because so far it's been like phone calls and just like photos I've seen, but I'm pretty sure there is like actual footage that's been shot for it. That's so like cool. CCTV footage of the characters running around and shit like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And Maze Theory, they just seem to be doing. They seem to be too good for Doctor Who games. Like I always thought Doctor Who games would be really shit, but from what I've heard, that is Edge of Time. Is that the one that's already out? Apparently, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then there's another one coming out that's not just VR, and I'll definitely be getting that because it's also by Maze Theory, and it's going to be on PlayStation, and I'm keen as for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. I'll give it a go. I'll see what's up. Like, it sounds pretty cool. I'd seen stuff about it the whole last couple of months, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't check out any of it, like any trailers or anything. But that sounds fun. Actually, I might actually give that a go. If you like it, I'm sure I will. Do you have to move around? Isn't it? Don't you have to move around in your room or something to find an angel? Is that not? Am I thinking of something else?
I've not had to do anything like that so far.
Okay, so you can sit down and play it. Okay, right. Well, yeah. No, I'll definitely give it a go. I'll try and get on it this week and let you know what I think next time. But it's I've been hearing some good things about it.
I played it in pitch black last night for an hour with like my AirPods in. And like the one jump scare that happened, it actually got me. Like I wasn't expecting it at all, and it
Really?
made me jump. So that was good.
Shit. Okay. All right. You've actually convinced me. Funnily enough.
Okay, I really don't know if you will like it. You might, but just because it is such a weird game where you're just like on a phone the whole time. It shouldn't be entertaining, but for some reason the story is gripping me into it. So that's good.
Well, look, if I don't like it, like you said, it's like $5 or something. So
yeah, totally.
And you get to support creators, which I'm always into. So
yeah, and even because I doubt they would do another phone, it's like another game like this, just because it's so like if they did a sequel where you found someone else's phone and you're taking on the Daleks or something, it'll feel very contrived. I don't think they'd do that. So I'm all for funding them that in the hope that they will just keep making more Doctor Who games because they just seem to be doing really good, and I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, cool. Okay, all right, I'll give it a go.
Good.
Why not? I wanted to say, have you heard about how apparently we're getting all 2-parters for season 13?
I'm pretty sure it's just a rumor, but
yeah, it is a rumor. But also, there's rumors there was a Zygon symbol.
Yes, I saw this.
So they're thinking it's gonna be Zygons, Autons, Weeping Angels, and Sontarans. So these are all characters, obviously, that have already had episodes. So that's interesting.
I like how it's like it's a season for the villains that aren't used too frequently. You know, they sort of get one episode every 4 or 5 seasons or something like that.
I'll be interested to see what they do with the Zygons, though, considering just how it ended with them being with like a peace treaty.
But I don't know if it will, because it totally might be a Zygon thing. Totally might. But the only photo we have is that it was just the Zygon symbol that was on a box. And that box, 1, it could just be an Easter egg in an episode, and 2, it could just be like currently repurposed, and they could be storing things in it. For example, on the set of Doctor Who, a couple of when they were filming season 12, there was a unit van, like a big van that had unit on the side, and people were like, "This, are they bringing unit back for season 12?" But it looked quite banged up,
right?
And it turns out it was just being used to transport props and things like that. So it could just be a repurposed box, but I'd have to see Zygon and proper Zygon tech to believe it.
Yeah, where's all the Auton stuff coming from? I haven't seen any Autons on set. Obviously, we've seen Weeping Angels and Sontarans on set, so we know they're in it. But
yeah, that I had the exact same thought. People were talking about Autons, and I was like, "Well, I've not heard anything about that." So.
Yeah, to take all this information with a grain of salt, because also, like I said, there's rumors they're all going to be 2-part episodes. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. But
I hope they're not. Just because, like, if we're only getting 7 to 8 episodes in the main series, like, I'd like them to be.
Stories. Yeah,
it's sort of the one time that I would actually be fine with it being standalones for the entire thing. Maybe with like a 2-part finale or something like that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Did you watch the Casualty Doctor Who Red Nose Day crossover?
It's just like a trailer thing, isn't it?
Oh, they released something for it. I didn't watch it though. Apparently, it was quite quick.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like a trailer, like a fake trailer.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, I didn't
It's
see
literally
that.
10 seconds of Jodie being like, no, 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 and big sonic screwdriver pose. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think COVID really fucked them over this time around. I used to get so excited for that because I used to show like clips of episodes that were about to come out, and I used to get like so gassed.
Yeah, that was always good, and the minisodes they would do was great as well.
Yeah,
There's
the
also
minisodes, yeah.
Doctor Who's been shooting in Liverpool recently. I think what's he called? The new guy, Dan. That is what the character's
Thank you, Dan.
called. He's over there He's been on set in Liverpool at the moment, and I've seen a lot of Jodie and Mandip in front of green screens lately, which has been interesting. So lots of green screen work being done. That's always a worry.
Yeah, always a great song.
Do you want to give your score for Dreamland, Connor?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm being too mean with this score, but I'm going to give it a 2. I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I was going to, but I'm going to give it
mean.
a 3 just because it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I didn't even have fun with it. I think with the only thing I can give it is it's a pretty unique idea, and Georgia and David are really good in it. But that's all I can think of. I want to say that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Like I said, I laughed a lot, which kind of pissed it up for me. There was the odd sequence that I thought was okay. Georgia and David were good. And I like the setting. And I liked some of the set they were in for like when they were getting gassed. I thought that was quite scary.
Right.
The mind wiping gas.
That shit probably happens, to be fair, so
Probably. So that was quite cool. I also decided that I'm not going to count when we do the scores for the specials. I'm not going to count this one in that because it's just blatantly, it's not one of the official specials, and it is like it's just going to weigh them down so much because there's only like 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
So
it was just so weird to watch this and then watch Wars of Mars last night. So like, this was a bit of a Debbie Downer episode, folks. But next week, I know you haven't rewatched it yet, Aim, but next week I think you're gonna have 2 very gassed boys ready to rock. And then we got End of Time, and then shit, man, like we've got some banging episodes coming up, straight up, baby.
yeah, 11th hour into that fucking Moffat hype, bitch.
Whoa, Moffat, yay! Ooh. Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Angels one, the River Song one, and the Angels. I don't know why I'm excited for it. I just am.
Never loved it, but hey, yeah, I'm excited to watch stuff like Amy's Choice has always been an episode I loved, and also Vincent the Doctor. The Lodger will be interesting to rewatch. Yeah, we got some interesting ones coming up. I wish I was a bit more excited for Moffat Zero, but maybe once Matt comes along, I'll start feeling a lot more of that fairy tale Dreamland, should I say, that Moffat was trying to go for.
Dun 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 dun. I've moved on to the Lodger now. I was scoring.
I was gonna say that wasn't I Am the Doc.
I transitioned from I Am the Doc into when they play I Am the Doc in the Lodger when he's doing the soccer game, and then later it moves into something a little bit else. I did that.
It's just a
talented musician.
It's just a Matt Smith double because Matt Smith has a terrible back and he couldn't play. It's true.
Well, he played bits of it.
A bit, yeah, but he wanted to be a professional footballer, and then he hurt his back so badly he had to stop, and that's why he became an actor.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he does actually do. I thought he did all of it in
A fair bit.
The Lodger.
He does a fair bit.
So it's
maybe
not that
he did,
strenuous,
maybe he
the
did.
stuff he's doing in it.
No, but I don't know how he hurt his back, but he hurt his back. And then that was
Yeah,
it.
when he was just a young boy. His teacher was like, you should try acting. I feel like any sports guy that I know, if they were like, you can't do sport for the rest of your life, just try acting, I feel like they'd be like, fuck that. I'm not a nerd.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a few sporty people, and I hate sport, but yeah, they're not the kind of people I'd be like, who'd be like, I want to go into theatre now. Let me go into theatre. He's like, I don't know, maybe one day you could even be one of those doctors on TV from that show Doctor Who. Remember that one?
That one. That's crazy.
That one.
That's
Just
crazy.
before we go, I'll quickly check the Instagram, see if anyone else has voted.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't. So thank you to
Lovely.
lovely. Thank you to everyone who checked it out. No one new has seen it. So Papa bless. Papa stress.
Papa bless. Thanks everyone for listening. I know it was a bit of a wild episode. We didn't really, we talked a lot about Doctor Who, went off topic a little bit. Didn't talk about Dreamland that much, but that was probably for the best.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, sorry about the
we're very
short
close
episode,
to,
folks, but
we're very close to episode 50.
Huge.
So,
Yeah, the next three are gonna be huge. They're gonna be huge.
Huge.
They're gonna be absolutely huge.
All right, Con, lead us out in a song, my man.
I will do, buddy. Alright, you ready, Aiden?
I am the Doctor.
I am a human Dalek. I am your future.
Oh no. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And a 1 and a 2 and a skilly diddly do. It's Aiden and Connor's podcast. They're doing Doctor Who reviews. They're doing Doctor Who reviews.
Who reviews? It's Doctor in Distress.